What was that you dropped?
Oh, that was the YouTube link for that reactor series.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
It's just like this one is the vector embedded one, but you can join their YouTube channel and then she has more. It's like a whole
yeah,
month.
Of
yeah.
just of just
One of the ones.
projects?
Oh, good, good. Daniel.
No, I'm saying just Python and AI projects.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. It's basically like the whole like she goes from the start to the finish. Like she talked about large language models, vector embedding, and what does it mean, and how does the actual LLM predict things by the vectors and what the magnitude and direction, stuff like that. So
Huh.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out, man.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it. Because I know the one that she did yesterday,
Hmm.
she provided a project that was a LinkedIn assistant. I made a post about it where she made it so that you can run a LinkedIn profile through a large language model and it'll filter through all of your requests and decide whether to accept or deny automatically, based on like certain context of whether they're like, a technical person or yada yada, whatever it may be, or it can
Hmm.
deny it based off if it's like, maybe they're a recruiter or they're doing like certifications or something like that.
Are
Um,
they trying to get you to pay for one of their classes?
what you mean?
The recruiters. Not recruiters. They're not really recruiters. They're what do you call them?
Oh, the certification people that are trying to
Yeah,
sell you
yeah,
certification. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, the example that she did was
Hmm.
specifically on recruiters. It just filtered out the recruiters, but I'm pretty sure you can repurpose it for that as well to
Hmm.
filter out the people who are trying to get certifications. But it was cool. Like, I mean, I made a little 15-second short with it, and put it on LinkedIn. So it was pretty cool. And she gave the whole project, like the whole repository, you can fork it and use it and repurpose it for something else. So I got some plans for that.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So ultimately, I mean, and it's just my little tidbits from what you've been sharing. Um, are you going to get into? Do you want to get into the more the development side?
Not really, not at all. The only thing I really care about is the agentic like automation,
Hmm.
because I've been seeing a lot of positions been looking for people who have, the security background along with being able to understand how Python works, just like we talked about in the past.
Yep, yep,
Uh,
yep.
and so I'm just like, if I can just get to the point where I'm effective with one, this large language model perspective, and
Hmm.
a lot of it's been pointed towards Python,
Hmm.
then I mean, I'm just like, yeah, I'm good with that. Once I get familiar, I mean, with this project, that's going to serve that purpose alone. So once I
Right.
get done with this project, and maybe I might do another project. I mean, I do have, like I told you, this 75 hard
Yep.
challenge I'm working with.
Hmm.
So for me, the ultimate measure of success is to create some type of project that's using automation to produce revenue. So if I get something that's producing revenue from an automated service, then I'm like, for me, the 75 hard was a success.
Mm,
That's fair.
nice.
I like it.
So we'll see. We'll see what we can
Right.
get. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's determination. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I remember the conversation now, man. It's a conversation we had maybe a few weeks back. Because we're kind of on the same thought pattern as far as the AI and the Python and what's out there in the market. They're always asking for those two things.
hmm
And my
Yep, yep.
interest is that plus cloud. So,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I
because
mean, for the most part, cloud for me, I'm pretty solid. I mean, if you need help with cloud, just let me know. We can get something spun up. That's too easy.
I bet because we had some of it at work, but it was always somebody else's, I guess, responsibility. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I would love for, and we didn't have the Tenable cloud tool. We didn't have it because it was super expensive, and we didn't have enough members that were fully in the cloud to justify buying it. Because the way it worked, we have to buy it first. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, but I still go to all their office hours and meetings and everything, just so at least I learn. But yeah, I might give it to you on that because that's one of my interests.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking at the very least, if we don't do nothing but be able to make some type of new and revised curriculum for what we provide with technology interpreters, I feel like
Hmm.
that's even a win, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all ready? Y'all ready to dive in?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Which one we at? We're on
Uh, I,
querying log analyst works. That's the last one we did, huh?
Now we did the log analyst last week, didn't we? We're not on token count, cost, and model selection.
I think we are.
Um, yeah, we do need to do token count and model selection. I
Okay.
know the last thing we got done was I know we linked the account.
Hmm.
Um, I think we just started running. We ran we ran the gathered information through like a JSON format or like a pandas database data frame,
Right.
and that's where we stopped at. So it was kind of organizing our output whenever we sent an input. So
Right.
yeah, we need to get to the point where we're actually filtering through the log analytics workspace within Azure.
Hmm.
Probably.
That might be the second one, the query log analytics with functions piece.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Because I went through the token count and see that's going to be controlling and understanding the cost of your input and output from which version of PT you want,
Hmm.
or GPT that you use, and then based on what you wanted to spit out.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because they don't all have the same level of intelligence or accuracy.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
then that changes with also the cost. So you can control the cost by controlling the output because the input is significantly cheaper than the output.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Cool. Let me start that one. Let's see. That one.
All right, let me pull that one up too. Hey, can we like because we all just kind of guessing a little bit. Let's when we finish tonight, let's bookmark what lesson we're on and where we're at if we don't finish the complete thing though, just so we know where we're starting from. And then we can
Okay.
also kind of glance at it before we come back to the next meeting, if that's cool with y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
I can start a Google Doc so we can just like put a note and like a screenshot of what
Yeah,
we
like
did. Like,
hey, yeah, something like that would be great.
Okay. Cool. Let me share. Let's see. Choose all thing. Cool. Okay.
let's see.
Bigger on. Yeah, I remember this one. Okay, so if this one's a Curie log
Uh,
Alex.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
it should be like 21 minutes and 47
Mhm.
seconds. Is that the one
Yeah,
you want?
that's the one.
Oh, you sharing all three of your screens? You got three screens?
Yeah, I got a long
Oh, okay, you got a long
yeah,
monitor. Okay,
right.
I got three screens. I was thinking about switching to one of those long monitors though.
It's better with three screens because then you can just I say for work you can share individual because Zoom lets you share each content,
Yeah, it
but
does.
like
It will let
Teams
you.
doesn't let you do that. So I'm like, oh,
Mm, yeah,
at work it's
that
like, oh, I can't use this thing,
yeah, that'll make it tough.
right?
Are you able to
Okay.
stretch the
Uh-huh.
left box to the left
This one.
in Visual Studio so that the code shows up bigger?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because yeah, we can't read any of that. At least I
Yeah, there
can't.
we go.
How about that?
Yeah,
All right, actually, let me.
that should be good. I can just zoom in.
Can I make it
Well,
bigger?
wait, how do you zoom in on Zoom?
I just hit Control and then scroll up.
Let me see if that works.
Let's see.
I'm click on the screen. Hey, let's go.
Can I make it bigger?
Nah, I can do it like you said. If you click on the screen and scroll up,
Okay, so you guys can see it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
just it takes out everything else. But if I need to really, really see something, I'll just like get
you
tight
can
in
click,
on it.
you can click and drag too, so you can just drag it across whenever you need to see the other parts of Jabari's screen.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yep.
nice. Okay.
Look, I learn something new every single day, man. Not because when I'm presenting, man, I try not to mess with the screen. Like,
I feel it.
Can you hear the audio or no?
nah, you got to sh
Um,
make sure you share sound when before you share the screen.
Okay.
It's on the same page. So like, I don't know if you can fix it while you're sharing. You might have to drop your share. No,
Oh, okay.
yes, drop your
Oh
share,
yeah, that's
add
right.
your sound, and then share again.
There we go. There it is. Okay, we'll try again.
Yeah,
from the table
All good.
in a more
there
like
you
kind of
go.
Okay,
way.
sweet.
And hopefully it makes sense as we go along. But
Okay.
this lesson is going to be really important because we're going to build on top of it in the next
all
lesson.
right, one more
Basically, we're going
request.
to like work
Uh-huh.
on.
Sorry, Jabari.
Oh no, no, it's all good.
Can you pull up the school in YouTube so that way we get the better picture? You can just click YouTube on the query and log analytics function,
Uh-huh.
like like you're doing a maximization. You just click the YouTube, but or yeah, you can do the link too.
Let's go on YouTube. So click this one and
Well, you see, you know how you maximize the screen on the video? Right next to that, you'll see YouTube on the school.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right
right
next
here.
to
I think
you
it's the
see
right side
YouTube.
of your screen.
This one here.
You see YouTube next to that.
Oh, duh.
The right, yeah.
Lesson.
There it
Basically,
is.
we're going to like work
It's right
on
next to it. My bad.
optimizing
Oh
our
my, I
query
know I
because
see it.
in the end we're going to be building like a AI
Okay.
SOC analyst like agent that does threat hunting, and basically like the more logs we send to ChatGPT, the more it costs. So we want to really minimize the amount of logs that get sent to ChatGPT. So with this, we're gonna like build on top of this a bit
You
and
know
make
what?
all of that make a
I
lot of
just
sense.
realized that you had it in the middle.
That's all good.
Yeah, I was tripping. My bad. I didn't even pay
Uh,
attention to the middle. I was looking at the right side.
right. It's all good. I was like, wait, do I have it? Like, oh shit. No, I can switch
I
that.
thought
Let's
you
switch
doing
that.
that because you thought I thought it was gonna be like a better quality. I thought the point was like you said it would be better quality.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not so small as the other one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When I drag Jabari's screen, I'm only looking at one piece. That's why I was like looking straight at school.
Gotcha.
Lesson. So I don't want to talk about that too much,
So this
but
is
we'll
totally
just like
different,
hop into
huh?
this one and I'll
Mm.
kind of
Wait, hold on.
Uh-huh.
explain
I don't see it at all anymore. Oh, there it is. It's so all right. It's on the
It's
right. I got
swapped.
it.
All
Yeah,
right.
Yep,
something.
I got it. I
Okay.
got it.
Is that so it is a totally different one, huh? Okay, I gotta copy this code over
is.
there.
So basically, there's a lot of different tables that we can query and look up logs inside of Log Analytics. So for example, if you log into Azure, portal.azure.com, log in with your CyberRange username, and you go to Log Analytics. So a log repository, pick the CyberRange one, then go to logs, and then close this. And if this says simple mode, change this to KQL mode, and then make KQL mode default. And then you'll see there's like tables here, and then there's a lot of different tables. So different types of data gets logged in different tables inside of the environment. So for example, Azure Activity is like if you create a virtual machine or like create any kind of like objects inside of the Azure portal, it will get logged in Azure Activity. And sign-on logs is like when you if somebody like logs into Azure like a CyberRange member or something like this, it will log everything like the if it was a success or a failure, like where they were, etc. There's just a ton of logs in here, right? But for this exercise, I'm just going to be working with like these logs
Mm.
in particular or these tables. So like device login events. This is like if somebody tries to log into a virtual machine. This is like the CyberRange's network security group, aka like the firewall, and then Azure Activity, just stuff in the portal, creating virtual machines, deleting stuff, and then sign in logs whenever somebody signs into Azure. So that's basically what these are. And then this is a dictionary called fields. And then, for example, this is like the table name. And then these are the fields that I want to query within the table. So, for example, and I just like handpicked these. So I'll show you what I mean. So if I copy device login events, then go to log analytics and just paste device login events, there's too many fields These are like the columns or fields. There's too many. There's a lot, and we don't need a lot of them, right? And if we collect all of these, it just creates a lot of unnecessary tokens because we don't need to collect the tenant ID right every single time and send like ton of tenant IDs to ChatGPT because it doesn't help with our like. I mean, it might, but it doesn't. In our use case, mostly it's not going to help find threats or whatever. You can also say something like get schema like so, and then run this, and then you can see like the different fields, aka columns, and you see there's a lot. There's like 53, right? You don't need all of these to do threat hunting. So
I'd be
I
forgetting
just like
about
handpicked
schema.
out the ones that I thought were like
Hmm.
most useful for like
I'd be forgetting about get schema to show the fields.
Yes.
a simple
All
threat
the
hunt, which is
so you run it and then
You gotta type in get schema next to the pipe, or you gotta pick out the pipe
thank
if you
you.
just want the table.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, this is actually clutch because this will show you. This is kind of like how you bring up Splunk, where you see all the fields on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually really important. I need to take a snippet. I need to take a snapshot of this because I don't have this really highlighted in my notes,
Mm-hmm.
and I always forget about it. Because I usually just use project and I pick the fields that I want, or I'll like just run the table by itself
Mm-hmm.
and then find the field, and then I'll just project what fields I want to see. But this gives you all the fields, so you can see whatever you might need, which is, hey,
Right.
Hmm?
Mm. Oh. So okay, different ones. Okay, device ID, device name, fill your reason. Okay. Very cool. Well, okay. Tenant ID. That's pretty cool. Okay, I know you can do that.
these. So for example, we go to device logon events. We can use the project keyword, I guess, and then just like paste these, and then instead of returning like all like 53 columns, it will just return like these six or whatever.
Really? Let's try that out. Okay. See project and you get a time generated account name. Okay. Highlight these guys.
my bad, the dog was barking.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
Yeah. It's a project.
Yeah, this is the one I usually use, the project.
Ace. Nice. Okay. So you can set which ones you actually want it to return back to you.
Hmm.
Okay. Cool. Very cool.
Okay.
Okay, that's very cool.
Whatever we put, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just six. Then let me see like what this actually. Yeah, there's only 0 through 5, so there's like six.
Yeah, the get
One,
schema
two,
is
So, like
three,
cut out
extremely
four,
useful.
five.
token usage.
Okay, so then you want to check which ones will pipe it. Get schema. Oh, not that. Sorry.
Oh, so you could just, yeah, okay, you tab it out though, right?
Okay, then it shows you what's the schema of the whole thing that you just projected on there. Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm,
Nice.
that's
Okay.
solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That looked way better than beforehand.
All right.
Okay.
A lot, which we're going to
Cool.
talk about in the next lesson. So basically, what I'm getting at is like all we have to do, the way this query runs. Actually, I'll just run it and I'll show it to you. So you can do this along with me. So go ahead and break it here.
Okay. Breaking
We'll
What's that?
start
another
plugging.
Line 6?
play six. Okay. Cool. All right. Six break. Okay.
And then you notice like for the table name, I set it as Azure Activity, right? Like I preset it. So
Right.
we will
Did he start already?
Oh, we'll just step over this.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up, hold up.
Oh, do you have your, let's see your lines, your line 8, Azure
Oh, it's
activity. I think you already have yours. Table name set. I'm having to scroll back because I have it
oh,
zoomed
that's
in
right.
so I can see it well. So I have
Hmm.
to scroll back and forth.
Oh, no, no problem.
No, you got your set. Your table name says Azure activity.
Okay, so let's start debugging. Oh, I gotta save the name. Let me save the name to a different name. This one was log analytic functions. Mm, let's see. Then Python debugger. Yes. Hold up. Did I lose my breaking point?
No, it's still
Still
at
there?
line
Okay.
6.
Okay. Let's try it again. Okay. Okay. Same point. Okay. Cool.
We can see stuff getting assigned up here, the variables, the table name, Azure activity, and then the fields. This is a big dictionary, remember? So key value, key value, key value, etc. And then 1 hour ago, we're going to create our log analytics client. Um, you had to have used AZ login on the command line at some point for this to work. And then this is just the function definition, so it's going to get built. And then, so skip over this. This is a function definition. The function didn't run, but the interpreter like acknowledged its existence. And now this is where the code actually like runs for the first time, or rather, this is where the code actually starts running. So we're gonna call the query log analytics function, and we're going to pass the log analytics client, which is the client. Close this. We're gonna pass the log analytics workspace ID, which is gonna replace this. We're gonna pass the table name, which is Azure Activity, which is going to get put into here. And then we're going to get the fields. So we're going to get the fields that we want to use, right? So remember this fields thing, this variable is actually a dictionary, and it contains the different fields that we want to project for each given table. So basically how this works, if you remember, like the way you access a value in a dictionary is you take the variable name and then you pass the key here. In our case, the key is Azure Activity. So we use the fields variable and we pass Azure Activity for the key, and it's going to return the fields specifically for Azure Activity. And I'll run this again in another way that hopefully makes more sense. And then hours ago is here. It's going to get put into time span hours ago. So if I say step into, now it will go into the actual function. This is the function. And then now you can see like the client. This is our like client that allows us to interact, our log analytics workspace ID, the table name, and then the fields that got extracted from the dictionary, and then the time span, which is just like should be 1 hour. And then now it's going to create a variable called KQL query, and it's just going to build a KQL query. That's like literally all this is. So it's taking the table name, like so, and then it's projecting the relevant fields, like so. So we'll let this build. The KQL query gets built in the function, and then if we look at it, it's like a bit weird to look at here, but if we print it down below, this is KQL query, right? So if we copy this, just for example, you don't have to do this, but when we go here and paste it, this is like the query that got created, and this is what's going to run actually inside of Python. So we will step over this. It's going to get the response and take out the tables item, and then this is a list, and then the 0th element. So instead of response, and then tables, and then element 0, and it's going to store that in table result. So it's going to store like this stuff in table result. So if we step over, now we have a variable called table result, and we can see the stuff inside. It has like the columns, column types, the schema, and then the rows. So if we step over this, this gets returned like This is where the function got called, and then table
Hmm.
results got returned to results like so. So we have a new variable called results that has all of the query results in it.
Hmm.
And we're going to say if rows is equal to 0, it means it's empty. So just exit the program. It's not. So it skips down here and then pulls out the columns, pulls out the rows. So now we have like a columns, rather. We have columns here, and we have rows here. So the data frame, it's going to build a data frame again. If we look at the data frame, this is similar to like what we were looking at in the previous video. It just basically has all of the stuff, but it's in a different format. I'm not going to
Yeah,
look at this too much.
it's what we stopped at last time. Something
Hmm.
like this with this data frame code.
Data frame.
But this actually like converts the data frame into like just a flat string. So if we look inside of this records thing, it's just like a huge, oh, it's going to be hard to see. See if I can, yeah. If you hover your mouse over it, you can see
Oh
it's
wow.
just like a
Look at that.
huge like thing of all the records that got
Okay.
returned by the query. That is, it's basically just this stuff that got returned, but
That's a
it's just
lot.
in a
Yeah.
huge string format. Then it's going to print to the screen like so. It'll be hard to read.
Oh, yep.
Maybe I can do this. All the records. And then the code is going to exit. So basically just did the same thing as the previous, like the code in the previous lesson, except for it was more structured. We actually used like a function and passed stuff into it. So I'm going to actually make this a bit more easy to read. So instead of, let me see here, we can make this more easy. So I'm going to say like, for example, I'm going to erase this after I make it easier to read. So I'm just going to make a new one. Results equals query log analytics. This is the name of the function. And then the first argument is a client. So I'm going to do this. Client equals log analytics client. And then next thing is the workspace ID. Workspace ID, log analytics workspace ID. It's a bit, it tends to be more easy to read if you put things in line like this. And then you like, when you're passing the thing in, if you like assign it to the actual name of the variable that's inside of the function. I don't know if I said that the correct way. It's just like a bit more easy to read and understand because this is the function definition. It's going to use like client, workspace ID, table, fields, time span, and it just makes more sense and it's easier to read if you write it like this. Table, all this table, then table name, just here, table name, table name, and then
Get that, Jabari?
fields.
Hmm.
And then
Okay.
to make more sense of this, I guess to help it make more sense, I'll put another variable up here called like fields and columns. It's like the same thing. Columns. Oh, okay, call it fields. Fields we want to include. And then remember we're getting these by like using the fields dictionary.
Hmm.
So for example, like fields. And then if we pass like for example device logon events, like so, if we pass this fields device logon events, it's going to return like this stuff, right?
Oh, the whole
But in
yeah.
order for us to like I guess one way to do it that's like a bit more clean, just for our intents and purposes, if we set the table name, so for example, if the table name we want to query is device logon events, we can just simply like use this, and then we can just instead of putting like hard coding a string in here, we can just do this because this is device logon events. And then if we pass the table name, it's going to pull out the fields that we want specific to the table name. When we run it, perhaps it'll make more sense, but I just want to show you like a different way to do things. So fields equals this. And then the last thing was,
He did all that.
Did you make those same changes?
Not yet. Oh, I was looking at it like, wait, where's he gonna stop at? Okay, let's see. So let's see those. Let's see query. Okay.
We do fields
Line
underscore
43, huh?
Those we want to. To include, put some space in between that one. Is equal to fields. This one in brackets. What is braces now, right? Yeah. Login. Oh, table. Oh, that's right. He took the table name because he renamed um at the top table name
Yeah,
into this
Azure
guy.
Activity.
All right.
Device login events. Line 8, right?
Well, no, he just entered table name to just cover everything.
All right.
Well, actually, table name is referencing Azure Activity, but he also uses fields, which fields has all of the tables, like device logon events, Azure Network Analytics, Azure Activity.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, that's one thing I was working on today is trying to figure out the mapping of this whole thing
Hmm.
Mm,
because it can get confusing because it's like it's a lot of referencing. And oh yeah, he did switch the table name to device logon events.
right. I'm like, what the world is? And that's how he got the table name
So
in
I
the actual.
wonder.
I thought I saw that. I should have
Right.
said something. Mhm.
So I wonder. Do you have to switch that table name every time, or I mean, because I'm kind of wondering, like, does it defeat the purpose of using fields with all the tables when you
Right.
got to specify a table name?
I think you
I don't
have
know. I
to,
guess you
right?
explain.
Because it's only referring to the device login events, and that one it's only talking about the time generated account name, device name, action type, and then remote IP. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you'll explain it how it works.
Right. Let's see. It is results.
And this is the tricky part too, is trying to figure out how much is necessary to understand how this code functions to be able to like
Right.
modify it.
Yeah.
Because like
Like
you get too far in the weeds, you just like you basically learning to code. It's like just learning to figure out how you map this whole thing. You got to learn how to code it.
Yep.
exactly. I'm like, what? Oh, wait, I can't really see the other part. Let's see.
Was time span hours ago equal to hours ago? So, and this
Okay, let me grab that part right quick. See, it works. Make ID. Yep. It's equal to.
But that's the whole point of the project, right?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
This, okay, then we got a table.
Don't forget to put an E in client at the top.
Oh, did I forget? Oh, thank you, thank you. Who's Clint? Like, oh my goodness. Thank you.
Yeah. Table equals table for name.
Okay, got that. Oh, shoot. Don't forget the commas. And let's see, fields. Okay, that one is
If we
fields.
want to include.
That's cool how they reference everything in your code so you can save time. Time ago equal to hours ago. Okay. All right. Let's see. Give it one good look over. Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Okay. Look like we're cool. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Let's start again. Let's see.
this tends to be like a bit easier to read than this. So I'm just going to delete this. So this time we're actually going to query instead of device, and this tends to be like a bit easier to read than this. So I'm just going to delete this. So this
Dang.
time
All right. Surprised he didn't comment it out, but he deleted the whole thing. Okay.
we're actually going to query instead of device login events. I'll query the Azure Network Analytics CL. This is like the firewall essentially.
As soon as we change it, he changes it.
And then I will focus.
My
But you
dude,
did just ask that question though.
right?
Mhm. I guess it'll keep you on your toes for sure.
Right? Okay, so you start the thing with debugging. Okay. And you look like, okay, cube number six. Gotcha. Let's see.
And by the way, this is like quite hard. Like function is like a bit difficult for people to understand and wrap their head around. So I just recommend like using GPT to like help you understand what's going on, and then absolutely don't be like afraid to post in the forum and ask questions if you need help understanding something, because it's worth learning to understand, and it's worth like making sense of this and being able to like augment it and change it to do stuff the way you want to do it. So it is worth understanding, and don't get discouraged if you feel it's like too difficult. So we'll step over this. Going to assign the log analytics table name, get the fields. These are just the variables being built and hours ago,
Mm,
and get the client function definition. And then now this is where we define like which fields we want to include in our query.
mm,
And if you'll remember, this is a dictionary, and then we're going to pull out the Azure Network Analytics CL value from the key. So this key, we're going to pull these out. That's what this does. We'll step over it,
okay.
and we see fields we want to query here on the left.
Okay, yeah, it's doing it right
It's
there.
all the fields for the Azure Network Analytics table, aka the Network Security Group table, aka the firewall. And then now I'm going to step into this function. KQL query is being built, going to be printed, which is here. This is the thing we're querying. So if we copy this, we can copy it again, just like trying to connect what's going on for you. And we paste in here. This is what's going to come out. Like the flow type, the public IP, destination, port, etc. This is like basically firewall traffic. So step over this and then let the query execute. It's going to pull the tables out and then return the result. And then the result is going to get returned to here, this variable, results. Step over this, pull the columns out, pull the rows out, build the data
Oh,
frame,
dang.
create a giant string of records, which is here. We're going to use this
Mm.
to threat hunt at some point. Going to print those, and then it's going to finish. And that's pretty much all. That's pretty much all there is to it. And I just want to say, like, the whole point of this lesson is to just show
Okay.
that you can have a create a function, and you can like manually like kind of create a structured KQL query inside of it based on the table and the fields that you want to like look up. Of course, you can do like more complicated stuff. We can say like, for instance, flow type. We can say, for instance, where flow type equals malicious flow. So if we only want to return like malicious like traffic, so we could take this, right, and then copy it and then go to the code, and then like right after the table name we can do like something like this, and then this would work too. I'm gonna like run this, right? I'll just start debugging it, but I'll just break it maybe at the very end. Get rid of these breakpoints. I'll just continue this. You can see the query here. And you see all the stuff that got printed. It's the records, a lot of,
Oh,
and you notice it only has malicious flow as a flow type now, and that's very cool and dandy. So we'll finish this. But like, what happens, for example, if we don't want to, instead of querying the firewall, maybe we want to query like the sign-in logs table, for instance, and we paste this here. So if we run this, I'm going to break it here right before the query happens. So we see that our query got printed here. So I'm going to take this, copy it, and I will paste this here. This is our new query. and you might notice there's like already a problem with it. Oh shit. So if we run this, it's like where operator failed to resolve column or scalar expression name like flow type S. This just means like the sign-in logs table actually doesn't have a flow type column in it, so it won't work right. Um, yeah,
So that's where
that's
that
pretty
get
much all.
schema
And
comes in,
to like, I
so
guess
you can
prove this
figure
to
out
you, you can say
what you
sign-in
do
logs
have.
get schema.
Right.
Sorry, my nose
Oh,
is like
there you go.
stuffed or something. I don't know what's going on. And then if you look through, this is the whole schema for sign-in logs. You'll notice there's like there's no malicious flow.
Wait, they
Alphabetical
removed
order.
malicious flow?
No malicious flow.
Malicious flow should be in
So if we
there.
go back to the code, this thing is about to execute this like invalid query. So we'll just like see what happens.
Was it always there or?
Well, Azure is so interesting because they change stuff on a dime.
Hmm.
And so I know malicious flow used to be there. Flow type underscore S, they did change.
Hmm.
So he's probably going to find that here in a second, but malicious flow should still be in there.
Okay, let's see.
Or you probably just have to put contains malicious.
Yeah, it says an
Mm.
error occurred, and same thing, failed to resolve the column flow type S. So that's just like something you have to think about. This it's I don't want to say it's easy, but it's possible to like formulate the function in such a way that it prevents stuff like this from happening. But I just wanted to like I guess show it to you, and we're going to like deal with this in the future, like when we build our agent, because we're going to have a function that actually builds the KQL query for us, but we need to like account for different columns in different tables, if that makes sense. So I'll just delete this for now. And what I recommend for you is to take note that we only use like 4 tables here. There's like a ton of other tables. So I might recommend maybe just so you can like build an understanding, like choose like another table like outside of these. So for example, if you go to log analytics, go to tables, you can go to like Sentinel, and then maybe you can go to like device file events, for example. This is a table, right? Device file events. You might add that in here, like device file events. And then you might want to like look to see what the schema is. So for example, device file events, and just take 10 for instance and just see what there is, and then see which columns or fields are useful to you, like look useful. You can say like time generated maybe is that's pretty useful because you want to know the time that something happened. Project time generated. Action type is probably useful. Additional fields, maybe, I don't know. Device name is useful. Maybe file name is useful because it's a file events table. Maybe folder path, you might care about that. By the way, this is like Cyber Bunny. This is just like literal CyberRange member virtual machines like files that we're looking at here. It's funny. Anyway, maybe like initiating process command line is useful. For example, command line, for instance. So I would just like take these, for instance, copy it, and then
Oh, okay. It's not flow type underscore S. It's just
another
flow type.
comma, enter, and then
Not close
another
that underscore.
dictionary, enter another key
No, it's
value
just flow
pair.
type. Flow type by itself.
Oh, for his when he did that.
That flow type S1 that he couldn't find.
Hmm.
Azure changed it to just flow type.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, let's try that because he went on to a whole. Let's see.
Yeah.
Should we try that? The one he did, like 'cause that was a lot. Let's see. He did this.
Right before the query happens. So we see that our query got printed here. So I'm going to take this.
So flow type. Oh, okay, flow type equals malicious flow.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. If you take out the underscore S, it probably would work.
Let's see. Let's try that. Let's see. He did that in the actual function itself. Table. To my
Let me
quotations.
make sure it says malicious flow. I think it's yes. Should still say malicious flow. And you can check it
In the
in the log
table.
analytics workspace. Yeah, before. What table was he using though?
Uh, sign no.
Table name. What's the table name? Uh,
Sign in logs. Oh, that was
oh
the
well,
second part though.
malicious flow type should be the Azure Analytics the second table
Hmm.
on like line 13.
Oh, this guy. Gotcha. Okay.
You see it up there on line 13? Yeah, Azure Network Analytics underscore CL. Yeah,
Okay,
that's the
that should
one
be
that
the.
would have malicious flow traffic because it's security group like firewall traffic.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you would have to use that instead of device file events. You would have to
Hmm.
use that as the table inside of your log analytics workspace.
So this guy right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Try that.
Also, too, like you, one thing I do like about the log analytics is like you can enter multiple queries
Mm-hmm.
and you can just highlight the one you want to run and then just click run on that without ever having to like delete anything. Just so like
Mm.
you don't have to like retype stuff.
So that step wasn't necessary. You could just highlight what you wanted to run.
Yeah, you can like put like 15 queries in there and just run one at a time.
Mm. Okay.
It's pretty cool. So yeah, take off the underscore S
Mm-hmm.
and then space equals equal
Malicious.
and malicious.
Malicious flow. Spell it correctly. Okay.
Now it should be in here. Azure Network Analytics. Let me make sure that table still exists too, because I know they changed that in this year.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it depends. If his environment is like a legacy environment, they might still have that. They
Mm-hmm.
did change Azure Network Analytics underscore CL to NT Analytics, uh, NTA Net Analytics. So that might be why he's getting an error too, but we'll see. If he's got a legacy environment, that Azure Network Analytics table should still work.
Different name user. So that one's not even coming up. User printable name.
Probably just type in user and see what it auto populates.
User remote. Let's see. Let me see if I put that.
Mm.
Where you pulling the table the field from?
From the where is this part right
Where'd you
here?
get it?
This
Well,
part here.
before you put in
Use it.
project, try
Uh,
just running the first two lines, and
right.
then so we can see all the fields, or
Mm-hmm.
even if the flow type even exists, and then we can figure out what we want to project.
Okay. Let's see.
All right, so it doesn't like flow type. Just highlight the first table name and see if that even runs. The Azure Network CL.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the flow type or is it the where?
Well, we can see like once we if we highlight the table and run it, we can see what's in there. And then okay, so
Okay. So this
um
one's type S, huh?
okay, it is yeah. Okay, so it is float. Okay. So
Why
I
no
know they
sale?
changed that in the new table.
Right.
I think this environment that he has is still using like some of the legacy stuff.
Okay, got you.
So yeah, do try the underscore S and see
Okay.
what you get with that.
Let's see. Let's see.
Okay, so it does show
Okay,
the
cool.
malicious flow.
Right. Hmm. Why did you get an error last
So
time?
that's not the problem then. That's not what's generating our error.
Right.
Where flow type equals malicious flow,
Mhm.
project fields. I don't know. Then if it
Just do
runs
it.
here, we should be able to put
Yeah.
the underscore s back on the code.
Right. Right, because it should work.
Wait, what
How
underscore
the,
S are y'all talking about? Because underscore S is already there. Or did
yeah,
you
oh,
do
on the
that
left
running
side with
just
the
to?
code.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah, we took it off of there.
Yeah. So that right there will cause a lot of confusion with the changes Azure just recently made.
Hmm.
They made it in like I think it was like was it August of this year? They changed
Mm.
that, and they don't actually have uh, that table anymore,
Hmm.
at least for new environments.
Oh,
They
shoot.
added they added some extra.
Yeah. I was trying to clear the screen over there. All right. We can try to run it here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, skip over that one. Let's continue. Let's see.
Okay, I projected it.
Okay.
So
Nice.
why
Okay,
why did
does.
him do an error then?
Yeah, that was weird.
It was just Azure being weird.
Right.
Probably.
Okay, cool. So, okay, so you can,
So yeah, that pulls the malicious flows.
okay, you put it directly into the function. Instead of you want to actually look for a certain kind of thing where flow type S is a malicious flow, or whatever you want to look for after that. Okay,
Yeah,
and the project fields.
because since we can see all the fields on the in the log analytics workspace, we can kind of predict pick what we would want to project if we
Right.
wanted to pick something specific. But it seems like he just put fields, so I guess he's just projecting everything.
That's all these. Hmm.
Or is there a designated list of fields that he put in there, or is it just all fields? And
Ooh.
did he put project curly bracket fields
Hmm.
underneath flow type underscore s on the left?
Oh, yeah,
And
right here.
No, it looks like, hold on, let me.
I don't know if like that's a function or variable that he listed above, or that if that just says, oh, I mean, it says parameter fields any, so I guess it just lists everything.
Right.
But then you can see your query at the bottom that projects time generated, flow type S, source
Right.
covered IPs, desk IP, and all of those,
Yeah, it's more
which is,
specific, right?
yeah, it is specific. So I don't know if he
Oh,
designated that somewhere above.
because this thing, the Azure Analytic
Oh,
CL,
yeah, yeah.
that's
Time
okay.
generated. Okay, got it.
Right.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay, cool. It's like, wait, how did it do that? Okay. Oh, that's why. That's why you got the because he went from on his code, he went from sign in logs, and when the field comes on there on a YouTube video, that's where you get the time generated user principal name because of the this part right
Yeah.
here. Okay,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
that makes
That
sense.
makes
I'm like,
sense.
wait, how do you do that? Okay.
Yeah, see that part right
Mm,
there alone, just mapping what he's got everything connected together
right.
it's a task.
Exactly. It's just like, you get lost in there. Like, what is he doing? Okay, cool. Mm, okay. If you okay, I'll tell you everything right there. Okay. Dang, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, see all this information we want to.
It'd be a lot of fields that they generate, but
Mm-hmm.
to be honest with you, you don't really look at all. You don't really look at
There's
half of
no
them.
there's no way you can.
Right?
Yeah.
He overwhelmed. It's like, dude, okay.
But I will say, I guess if we can factor in,
Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, now we gotta figure out what he did. Okay, I got lost. I can just go back to
to execute this like invalid query. So we'll just like see what happens, you know. Yeah, it says an error occurred, and same thing, failed to resolve the column flow type S. So that's just like something you have to think about. This it's I don't want to say it's easy, but it's possible to like formulate the function in such a way that it prevents stuff like this from happening. But I just wanted to like I guess show it to you, and we're going to like deal with this in the future.
it makes sense because flow type S is nowhere into sign in logs because he defined what actual things he's looking for. Flow type S is only in this one. That's why it's failing.
Only in which one?
Only in Azure Network Analytics underscore CL. And when he tried to run his,
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to run with
From a different table.
yeah from
Yeah.
a table sign. Okay, that makes sense. Cause like, why did it fail? Okay, there you go.
Oh, okay. Got
Okay,
you.
all
He had the
right.
wrong table allocated.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because flow type S only comes from network security groups.
Right. Okay. Okay. So cool. Whew. Okay.
Formulate the
Makes sense.
function in such a way that it prevents stuff like this from happening. But I just wanted to like, I guess, show it to you. And we're going to like deal with this in the future, like when we build our agent, because we're going to have a function that actually builds the KQL query for us, but we need to like account for different columns in different tables, if that
Mm.
makes sense. So I'll just delete this for now. And what I recommend for you is to take note that we only use like 4 tables here. There's like a ton of other tables. So I might recommend
We
maybe just
just said
so you
that.
can like build an understanding, like choose like another table like outside of these. So for example, if you go to log analytics, go to tables, you can go to like Sentinel, and then maybe you can go to like device file events, for example. This is a table, right? Device file events. You might add that in here, like device file events.
Mm.
And then you might want to like look to see what the schema is. So for example, device file events, and just take 10 for instance, and just see what there is, and then see which columns or fields are useful to you, like look useful. You can say like time generated, maybe is that's pretty useful because you want to know the time that something happened. Project time generated. Action type is probably useful.
Okay.
Additional fields, maybe, I don't know. Device name is useful. Maybe file name is useful because it's a file events table. Uh, Maybe folder path, you might care about that. By the way, this is like Cyber Bunny. This is just like literal CyberRange member virtual machines and like files that we're looking at here. It's funny. Anyway, maybe like initiating process command line is useful. For example, command line, for instance. So I would just like take these, for instance, copy it, and then I would create another comma, enter, and then another
Another dictionary.
dictionary,
Okay.
enter another key value
So
pair.
you can cover a
So
lot of dictionaries
device
right there,
file events,
and then
and
copy
then
and paste
the
them all.
keys or the rather the columns I cared
Right.
about, like so. And then now when we run this code, it's going to query this table, and then it's going to look up the fields we want to return for this table, and it's going to project them, and it's going to like show them to us down here. So if I just run this again, for instance, it built the query already and printed it. This is the query that's going to happen. So if we copy this, for instance,
Trying to figure out how he copied
actually
those
the
field
query
names so
returns for the
fast.
last hour.
Right.
It's going to show like
Right.
But that was pretty fast. Like run that back.
He
Right.
must have had it preloaded somewhere.
And he might have like off screen have this stuff.
All right. Let's see.
command line is useful. For example, command line, for instance. So I would just like take these, for instance, copy it, and then I
Oh,
would
he typed them in.
create
Oh, okay, that
another.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Because Azure auto generates them, so it's probably easier to type them in and then copy them
And
over.
th- yep.
Is that how he did it?
Yep. Mm-hmm. He
Yeah,
flipped
Oh.
over to Azure really quick and then back out. It was a quick
yeah.
slide. It
So
was a little sleight of hand.
you can do it too, Jabari. Like if
Yeah.
you take 10 out and just
Uh-huh.
start typing in project,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Okay.
you see how, once it auto completes, you just typing in like time generated.
Mm-hmm.
So time. and then you hit down, enter, just like that. And he just did that all the way down. Time generated, user principal name. You got to do the comma though.
Oh, okay.
User principal.
Hmm.
And I would
Doesn't
have.
like user principal.
Keyboard is dying. Shoot.
How do you get that
You got to
one?
put a space after that comma.
Oh, principal. That one's not coming up though. Oh wait,
Yeah, skip
that
that one and do operation name.
operation name.
Yeah. We'll scroll down the schema to find the rest of them.
Huh? Why is that coming up?
Interesting.
Right? That's very weird. Like,
Click the column name on your schema down here
mhm.
so that it'll arrange in ABC order on the bottom down here.
Oh, okay. Colin, got you.
Click on click the column name, like the word,
Mhm.
and then is user principal in here? You probably could have probably reversed it.
Oh yeah. No, it's not, okay. It's not. It's not in there. I see user remote.
Did you do a schema on device file events?
No. Let's see. Let me do a schema. Schema.
Or actually, no, was he making that table for sign-in logs or device file events?
Device file events for that one. He was putting
He
like a
made the
new
last one
entry.
though, right? The last one was
Yeah.
like sign-in logs.
Oh, that yeah. Sign logs has that user principal name.
So that's the one he was generating from
Mm-hmm.
Azure. So that's why we can't find those those fields because we're looking in the device file events table as opposed to the sign-in logs, which is where he was generating those fields.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So sign logs. This one.
And then
And
project
project. Oh
time,
yeah. Time. For the type. Then
comma,
user. There you go. User principal
uh,
name. Okay.
operations,
Operations. Name.
comma. Yeah, that's how he generated it so fast. Category,
Mm.
comma, result signature, app display.
You skip
Oh,
description.
result description.
You skip
Oh yeah,
result
yeah.
description.
Good catch.
Hmm.
That's a display. We need description. There we go.
App. Okay. Display name. Okay, cool. And
IP address.
wow. Okay. Sweet. Okay.
Location
Great.
details.
Location details.
Oh, this is definitely about to be a short, y'all. I'm
Right.
about to make a next video on this part.
Wow. Okay, so you can run it. Okay. And you just copy the whole thing over there, huh?
Yeah, copy those fields
Mhm.
without the projector, and then paste it behind. I think
Even a
you
new
already
one,
got
huh?
some spots.
So what did he do? Okay. Because see, this right here, he made a new
Device file
entry.
events.
Right.
So where do you? Oh, are we not at the part where he typed it in, or I'm
Let me see.
confused.
I probably have to,
Comma,
let's
enter,
see. Oh
and
yeah,
then
you're right. There you go.
another
Right there.
dictionary, enter another key value pair.
Okay,
So
so we were
device,
looking at sign-in
file,
log.
events, and then
Okay.
the keys or the columns I cared about, like
Oh,
so.
okay. So
And
it's
then
different
now
ones.
when we
Okay.
run
Those
this
are the field
code,
to
it's
use.
gonna query this.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
so
We just do
device file events.
elements.
And
Okay. Then.
project time generated.
Oh my God, I can't. All over the place. Oh my goodness. Okay. Touch generate action type. Okay.
Now we cooking.
Okay.
Device
Nice.
name.
Name. Okay.
File name,
Only. Okay. Cool. Cool.
folder
And
path,
this folder path.
initiating process command line.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. So over here, comma over here.
That's me.
Okay. Let's file name events. That's where you start a new dictionary. Then these bad boys. Let's see. Oh, need my quotations. There we go. One, two,
Field.
and you can change this guy to. All right. This now I wouldn't show this one. We should take this guy out too, because it wouldn't show. There's no malicious flow
Yeah.
in that one.
Have you changed that part yet?
I think, yeah, you took that out right there.
Okay. Yeah, we just switched it to table, or no? You just took it out.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Wait, let me clean up this thing so it looks a little bit decent. Decent.
Clear.
Oh, click. God. Like, you know what I meant, PowerShell. Come on out. Let's get. Let's see. Okay, let's see.
You would think with all this AI agent stuff, it would start to like be able to figure out what you mean.
Right?
Right.
Like inference, right? Like, oh, did you mean this? Like, oh yes, thank you.
You know what? You know that don't make sense. Come on now.
Yeah. I don't wait till they start
You can
replying to it. It's like, are you sure you about that?
you can interpret autocomplete on half of our code, but you can't understand clean and clear.
Right?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, cool. It does it. It's just
Right.
not as clean as this, but it's probably pretty long. But okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I think he's gonna go through some more of the cleaning up the or revising the visuals with the data
Yeah.
frame process as well, because it gets a lot cleaner.
Right. Okay.
Table, and
Let's
then it's
see
going
what we
to
go.
look up the fields
Cool,
we
man.
want to return for this table, and it's going to project them, and it's going to like show them to us down here. So if I just run this again, instance,
Nice.
it built the query already and printed it. This is the query that's going to happen. So if we copy this for instance, and actually the query returns for the last hour, and it's going to show like something like this, probably going to show these. So if we go back and we just like let this run, and you can see it probably printed the same thing or something like really, really similar. But I didn't take 10. It just like, I think it printed like a whole bunch of them. But hopefully